The business itself started in 2010. That's when we actually opened our doors. I think that it kind of came to realization earlier, probably in 2009. It takes a long time to get a brewery going, especially the way we did it. Initially, we did all the work ourselves. Had a building up north that was I was using it kind of as my place for home brewing, kind of a home bar. So we kind of had a good spot to start with. But I think one of the things that really started the whole, it was something that we've always wanted to do. Tony and I always wanted to do something together. And we were up north, and I kind of got into this home brewing thing, and it was like, yeah, I think I could do this. I think this is something I can do professionally. But who doesn't say that? What home brewer doesn't think they can do it professionally? But sometimes it's not just having the ability to do something; it's also the opportunity. So kind of how it came together for us is, at the time we were living up north, and we were telecommuting for a company, and it was a pretty nice gig. We were able to do everything over the computer, make occasional trips to Milwaukee. But then after 2008, when the economy went south on us, all of a sudden that started drying up. And I think what it really kind of brought to us is the loss of control that you have over your own kind of destiny. And after doing, working for people for 30 some years, just kind of, I think I was always convinced that we could do something. Tony's not so much. She's always been the one who's a little more grounded, the practical one. I'm kind of the dreamer. And I think after kind of what happened in the 2008 time, was like, I think she saw, yeah, this would be, if you're going to have to work really hard at stuff, at least you should work hard for yourself. Brewing is work, don't get me wrong, but even now it's still a lot of work, but it's nowhere near what it was when I was up north. It was like being a home brewer, except instead of doing 5 gallons, I was doing 150 gallons. So when I would empty out the mash tun, I had it was a scoop taking out 2 pounds of grain at a time. And when you have 300 pounds of grain, that's a lot of scoops. And you're bending over and carrying stuff out, and it was very, very labor intensive, more than it really needed to be. The first thing that our beers you're going to say is that Black Husky is known for their hoppy beers, and probably second would be big beers. We do not do session beers. I guess I have a couple up there. I got a Deck Dog, which is 5.8, which is pretty high on the session beer side, but most of our beers are, besides that one, the next smallest one is 7.2. So, I mean, that's 7.2 ABV. So, we do a lot of big beers, a lot of malty beers, and our hoppy beers tend to have a malt profile to it, and that's by design, because I think you have to have a good finishing gravity on your beer where there's a little more maltiness, a little bit more mouthfeel to keep. If it gets too dry, in my opinion, that's when your hops get too harsh. So I think that's kind of, you want to know what gets me excited? It's doing stuff like that, where right now we have the pale ale, and we made it with our regular hop, the classic, I guess you could call it. And then we did it when one was a Citra hop, and then we did one with Mosaic hop, and I find that really interesting. So you can have somebody come in and give them 3 samples of the same beer with a different hop, and you can see dramatically different flavors to it. So that's the kind of stuff I like to do. Barrel aging is okay. We do a really little bit of that. Stouts, they're okay too. But I mean, when it really comes down to it, I want IPAs, double IPAs, imperial IPAs. That's what I like to do. Hops.